Okay.
It is now 6:01, so we'll get started. And have everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee is running behind because of an emergency, so hopefully she'll be able to join us shortly. We do need to go over some old meeting minutes, which might be tricky without her here, but let's see what we can get through. We have an adjustment to the meetings from January 8th. The resolution numbers, it was just a numbering error, had to be renumbered. And also, Trustee added Black Friday to the holidays, which was an oversight that it was omitted. So I think everybody has a copy of the new minutes. I will make a motion to approve the adjustment to the trustee meeting January 8th, 2024 minutes as they are written.
I'll second it.
Yes.
Roll call vote. Laura?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And Tiffany?
Yes. And Nancy, if we have an adjustment to make, can we do that? Can we do that, an adjustment without Christie here, or do we need to hold off till she gets here?
What, something needs changed on
Well,
here before
on-
we accept them, you're saying? or-
Yes,
It'd be better if we waited for
Are we on
Christine.
January 22nd?
yes, because there's just a typo, but it's a pretty big typo that we want to adjust. So we'll hold off because we still need to do January 22nd, February 12th. Well, did anybody have any questions about the February 12th minutes?
I did not.
No.
I didn't either, so I'll make a motion that we approve the trustee meetings for February 12th, 2024 as written.
I'll second.
Yes.
Okay. And then there were a few for February 26th, so if we can wait for these two until Christie gets here, let's try to do that. And then we also have the financials. Do we have financials from the last meeting that need to be approved still, or have we already done those?
No, I haven't done any.
Okay, so we do have some financials that need to be approved, and I read through them and didn't have any questions or concerns. Did everyone else have a chance?
Yeah, as in earlier, looked at them. I'll make a motion we accept the financials as presented.
I'll second it.
Yes.
Roll call vote. Laura?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And Tiffany?
Yes. Nancy, do you have any communications?
No, I don't. There's nothing.
Okay. Ed, any communications?
No, other than a reminder, voting day, this will be open for voting and everything, and you're working here, right? So you'll open the building up and everything? Okay, but I don't have anything other than that.
Laura?
No.
Great. So we will move on to guests and speakers. 2022, we started baseball back here in Deerfield, which was very exciting. And for the last 2 years, we've had baseball. Last year, we added soccer. But as kids get older, some of the coaches and leaders of the teams move, and we have some new leadership from SYBSA today. She's here, Marisol, to tell us a little bit about what they'd like to do and talk about how we'd like to do baseball this year. If you could maybe introduce yourself and the team and what you guys are up to this year.
My name is Marisol Salaz. I'm the secretary now for Southeast Youth Baseball and Softball Association. This is my mother-in-law, Lori Salaz. She's the treasurer now, and she'll tell you a little bit about it. I get out of breath. I'm 8 months pregnant.
So our organization is a nonprofit organization for recreational baseball and softball for youth aged 5 to 14. At the Deerfield Fields, our T-ball team plays and our boys baseball teams play. We have an 8U team, a 12U team, and a 14U team. They use those facilities. Overall, we also have softball, and we have approximately 95 kids enrolled in the program. The girls play at fields in Charlestown and Paris Township, but all the boys play here. Anything else you would like to know?
No, that's great. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So the last 2 years, we had come up with a contract of use. And I think, last year we were able to work out all of the kinks, and it seemed to go pretty well. Some of the things that we had done was the township provided a dumpster, and SYBSA had, if I remember correctly, donated half the cost of the dumpster. And Deerfield had given a porta potty, and SYBSA had given a second to make that happen. And, the cleaning up and the parking was always something that, we worked together pretty well, and I think we're working out the kinks. But this is the contract exactly as it was for last year. And I don't know if either of you have any wants or needs to change anything or make any adjustments.
I reviewed the contract and I don't see any need to change anything.
So we'll do the same thing again then. If you guys need a second porta potty, you guys will provide that. That's how it was last year. We provided one because it's our park, and you guys provided a second one for games or tournaments or whatever you needed to do, so.
Yes, we've already ordered it actually.
And as far as the dumpster, I'm okay with the arrangements we had previously with the dumpster. That seemed to work out good for everybody like that. Save you money, less money both actually, so I'm good with it. Just being exactly the same as last year, but you guys aren't, and you guys aren't. And if something comes up during the season, then we're always open to come back and talk to us and everything. Things do happen and everything, so.
Stephanie, you have our contact info?
Well, I've got your phone number, so we'll have to exchange all the information, and we'll get, and I gave a list of the documents we would need, because we have to have insurance and the liability on file, which you guys provide, and your 501c3 and all that. So I'll make a motion that we accept this contract as we did last year without any changes or amendments.
I second it.
I'll vote yes.
And roll call vote, Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes.
and Tiffany.
Yes. I'll get with you
I
and
do have one question. When can we start practices?
About any time you want to. Fields are pretty wet and muddy, but
Right. Okay.
the major thing is try to keep the people off parking on our grass and stuff. That becomes a big issue every year.
Okay.
I mean, some people don't think it's a big deal, but our guys try very hard to keep that park looking good, and when it's wet, they pull off the driveway, and they've ruts that big, it's impossible to mow, expensive, time-consuming. I know we'll have issues with it. It's something we'll have to deal with. But try to remind your coaches and everything that there is no parking off of the driveway and everything until late in the season when the grass is dry and everything. That seems to be the biggest and only problem we really have is that, and I know parking's tough. The guys moved a couple big pipes that were back there and take up a lot of area in the corner. I was gonna ask them too if they can can you guys turn that into a little parking area where we took them pipes out of? Move those stones, is there maybe?
If it dries up a little bit.
Yeah, once it dries up, yeah. So that'll be room for what, 4 or 5 more cars there, 6 cars maybe, somewhere in that area, so there will be a little bit more. We made a motion last meeting to take a couple of big, huge steel culverts to the auction, which these guys already have up there, so that's gonna open up a little bit of space for parking.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, and in the past, we've used the garage to park when there's been big events, and sometimes the town hall is available to park, and sometimes it is not. If it's rented, then we can't have cars parked because it's used, but if it's not, then sometimes we can arrange that too, so we'll just have to communicate
Okay, thank you.
and work together.
Yeah.
All right, great, we didn't realize that was an option.
Well, most times on the weekend it won't be, but sometimes it might
The
be.
garage is almost always an option in the evenings and on weekends, but if the town hall is rented, we have to keep the parking for the people who pay money to rent the town hall.
Right.
So,
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Right, and then buildings and grounds?
like you said, everything's really wet right now. There's still culverts we approved taking the auction they did. I don't know what they're up to yet. We approved about $1,000 for fertilizer and grass seed and lime and stuff like that. What I neglected to include was topsoil as needed. We're in need of a load of topsoil here in the near future for graves that we've, big people have been buried over the winter, graves have settled, so we're gonna need topsoil for that. So I'd like to make a motion that we purchase a load of topsoil from Pegs Excavating, which we have an account at. Whenever these guys need it, they can just go get it.
I'll second.
Yes.
Roll call vote, Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes.
and Tiffany.
Yes.
We took our grasshopper mower to the dealership that we wanted to get it fixed. We haven't heard anything back on it yet. I don't know what else we have. We're waiting for the bed for our truck to get ready for the cemetery right there. The guys have been out rolling. I know that our cemetery driveways are narrow. We have funerals, people get off the driveway. Unfortunately, it happens. I mean, we're not going to be able to prevent that, but they've been down rolling out when they can get rolled out and ready for spring when mowing starts and everything. Along with buildings and grounds, we're going to need people to mow and everything here in the very near future. I have talked to Buddy. Buddy is more than willing to come back to mow whatever else a part-time employee needs to do. So Myrtle has agreed to come back on a limited basis, water flowers, maybe mow 1 day a week, but he does not want to mow 3 or 4 or 5 days a week like he did last year, and I understand that. So I'd like to make a motion to bring these 2 part-time guys back whenever the time comes, whether it's next week or 2 weeks. I'd like to make a motion, I can call them and bring them back to work under the payroll and everything.
Tell me we're coming back.
I'd rather change my mind.
So that's my motion, bring them back when we need them and schedule them as needed.
Yes.
Buildings and ground road department included in this?
Nancy might need a roll call.
Oh,
Yeah, she does. We have-
sorry, I did make a motion, so yeah.
We just moved this to
Second.
Going to take a quick minute here while Christie gets ready.
Yeah. We just made a motion for pushing by the part-time, this is going, needs to be started, and this is about to do the roll call. Laura, second.
Okay. Roll call vote, Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes.
and Tiffany.
Yes.
Okay, moving on then, the road department, which buildings around the road department sometimes run together. We made a motion at the last meeting to purchase up to $1,000 worth of pipe from Home Building Supply at their open house. We purchased just about $1,000, $990 or something of pipe, which we've already used some of it. We ended up needing a T, a special T. Why? A Y. So I actually was in town, Gary called me, I ran and picked it up, it was $243. So That was not included in that, but we got involved in a road project. There was a narrow road where trucks and boats and everything were cutting it off and going in the ditch, so these guys went down, dug it out, put pipe in it. We needed that wide to attach driveways to both sides of it and everything. So that was $243 and some change from our road supply. I'd like to make a motion that we pay for that for the road department. They did need it.
I'll second.
Yes.
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes?
Yes.
That's one of those emergency things to come up, you get involved in a project, and we couldn't wait for a meeting, the ditches open, roads blocked and everything, so. That was back on where, what's that called? Ravine Drive back there. The guy back there has bought most of that property back there, building mansions for garages and houses and everything back there. He's going to continue, he's going to ask our permission in the future to fill in some more ditch back there with pipe and put catch basins in and whatever he wants to do. He is a contractor, so he'll let us know when he wants to do that, and I'll bring that up at the meeting too. He's asking to do that at his expense. He'll do it, and I have no problem with it. Where it's at, it'll work out all right, so. Road department, we agreed to buy some plowshares and stuff like that at the last meeting, fenders for the trailer, various other things we approved. Those are all ordered. Some of them are here, some of them are not here. We're still waiting for some of them to be approved. Unless I missed something, that's really all I have. You got anything else?
Metal cabinet.
The what?
The metal cabinet for the flammable.
Yes. I met with the safety guy from OSHA this morning. Periodically, they come and meet with the townships and everything. We're in pretty good shape. We do have to develop a program, which he's going to give us an outline of what we have to do. We have to have a lot of MSDS sheets that we don't have for paint and things like that. We did a lot of improvements after they got involved after TJ's accident and everything, but we still have some stuff to get done. The guy is, all he is, he doesn't issue citations or fines. He works for OSHA and some various companies just to bring townships into compliance with what we need to do. Very good guy. He's going to get with us. A lot of work to do right there, but we'll get it done. We do have some paint and some oil and stuff that is not inside a cabinet. We purchased a cabinet before. It's filled up with various paints, oils, different things that we're not allowed to leave out on the shelf. The cabinet we'd like is at Lowe's, about $400. Is that what it is, about $400?
$3.99.
I'd like to make a motion that we purchase that for use of the road department for storage of paint, oil, anything that we have to keep in a locked cabinet as opposed to sitting on a shelf somewhere.
A second.
You have an account with Lowe's all
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
And we get 5% discount, so. Anything else I'm missing?
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
I don't think so.
We're eagerly awaiting our new roof on our salt shed. We have been paid for that from the insurance company, all but about $7,000 of it. Once we're about 50% done with the progress, they will issue us another check in excess of $7,000. They hold that until we get the project started and everything, so we proved that previously, and the tarp for the room soap ordered and everything. It's just a matter whenever it comes in. One thing we are going to consider, Gary brought it up today, we have nowhere to store topsoil. We have a big salt shed down there. We haven't used a lot of salt for the last 3 or 4 years. We thought about putting a wall up about a third of the way down there after we get a new roof on, so we can store topsoil under roof down there. So if we have it in the winter for grade or sink or whatever, we'd have some topsoil on sand, on hand.
Like put a divider down the middle, but
Not the middle, about 2/3 for salt, about 1/3 for topsoil. So
if we do that, we'll get a lot of snow.
we will, but we'll stop plenty of salt. We'll stop plenty of salt. I mean, we've got it spread all over the back right there. There's a lot of salt down there left over. Speaking of salt left over, that salt that's down there was very hard, crusty. It was salt that was given to us. And like the old saying goes, everything free is not free. This was table salt that Morton Salt Company donated to the township. They'd be running a run of food salt, grade salt. A berry would go out on the conveyors. Any number of things could happen. So many 100 feet before and so many 100 feet after, they have to scrap this salt. They came to us and asked us if we wanted it. Yeah, we willingly accepted it, took it. It is a royal pain. It lumps up so hard that our backhoe can drive a tire over the top of it and not smash it again. So we're going to have a little bit left over when we're done this year. We can dispose of it, it's free, it didn't cost us anything to get it. Just so everyone knows, we're gonna have some that we're gonna have to dispose of. When we get a new roof on, we'll start out with all new salt, which we approved buying it, by the way, we haven't bought it this year, we do have to buy it. So we'll have plenty of salt to start out with next year, even disposing of whatever's left down there, so.
Do we have a plan for disposing of old salt?
It's great, we can do salt shaker and
We're all very salty, so.
Well, we're looking at different things. Doug Grantor was gonna see if he could find a place for us to dump it that we're allowed to dump. We thought about putting a bucket load a week in our dumpster. I don't know the EPA regulations, but we'll find out before we dispose of it. But we will dispose of it in a good fashion. We won't take it out and dump it in the ditch somewhere, so.
Hey, how much salt is there?
2 truckloads maybe,
4.
more.
Yeah.
It's mixed with grit. It is a royal pain. Zach had to bring his big, huge front end loader down and crush it for us so we could use it. We couldn't even get it broke up.
Yeah, Zach came down and spent
So,
about half a day busting it up for us so we could use what we do have.
we're not there yet, but we're gonna get there to where we have to dispose of it. I just want everybody to know we have to do something with it, so. We'll see, we'll talk about it. I gotta call legal and see what we have to do and everything. Again, we didn't pay for the salt that's down there, it was gifted to us.
I'll take it.
All right, we'll see. Like I said, I gotta call legal and see what we can do when we get ready to do it. I was just making an announcement that we have some we have to dispose of, so. All right, that's all I have. Roads are gone. Anything else?
I've got one more for the roads. Last meeting, we had a citizen come and talk to us a little bit about some concerns with 14 in Wagner and some parking of trucks and things there. That parking was put in originally because they had needed a place to park trucks when they were doing construction on the bridge. I spoke with the Army Corps and MoDOT, and there is a project starting up, it says spring or summer of this year. I hear April, but we never know that's for sure. But they're actually going to eliminate that space because of the parking issues and because it's disturbing the pollinators. So that issue will be resolved.
They are going to do that. Very good.
There's an ODOT report that that's on their plan.
Very good.
All parking along 15 right there, all the way up to the line.
Just a specific place right there by Wagner, by the walking trail. All right, anything else?
I don't have anything else.
All right, fire department.
For the month of February, we had 15 medical calls, 1 fire-related call, 2 service calls, 3 motor vehicle accidents, and to date, we're at 49 calls for the year for service. Under new business, I do have an application for a new person. Caitlin, which is here, Caitlin Patterson, she is currently a firefighter and just graduated from EMT school and waiting to sit for national tours. I'd like her to maybe talk to you guys and see if you have any questions for her. Here's her copy of her application.
You have already taken your test for the certification?
For National Registry?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. All right. Good luck.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Katie. I live in Deerfield. I currently work at Wyndham Fire Department right now. I'm a 240 firefighter, so I'm just waiting to sit for National Registry for my EMT card. And I'm 19.
You be available to work some shifts at the fire station?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
When do you take the test?
Here in a couple weeks, hopefully. I'm just waiting to schedule it now.
Good luck.
Very good. Thank you for your interest in wanting to help. We appreciate that.
Do we need a motion?
Need a
I'll make
motion?
motion that we hire, you said you go by Katie? Katie. And we hire everyone on a 1-year probationary period, and, yeah, I'll move that we do that.
A second?
Yes. Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Laura. Yes.
Welcome, and thanks for letting us put you on this.
Thank you.
Last meeting, I brought up about tires on the engine and tanker, and I did get the pricing on it. For a complete set for both the tanker and the engine, it comes to $6,007.50. The breakdown of the two different trucks are here. I got a copy so you guys can take a look at it.
What people need to know is that these are the original tires on both those pieces of equipment, and they're, how old are they, 10, 12 years old, 14 years old? These are the original tires, they have never been replaced. They are due to be replaced, there is tread left on them, however, they're getting some dry rot cracks in the sidewalls, some of the lugs, I'm seeing pieces of the lugs breaking out of them and everything, that's just because they're old and brittle, and we really do need to replace those. Bumpers, doors, yes.
Thank you.
No, the bumpers got holes out there. They're all 60.
These prices came from Springer.
Did we get a couple of quotes?
We have called two other companies and they never even got back to us. Very quick on that.
I would say we could vote up to that amount and maybe see if there's anybody else who can do it for a better price. Yeah, I'll move that we do that.
I'll second it.
I'll vote yes.
Roll call.
Yes.
Yeah. Ed?
Yes.
Laura? Yes. This is our copy. You can make copies of it. Pass that down to Fiscal.
Couple other things that we're working on. Under apparatus, we do have a radio installed in the new ambulance, our newer ambulance. So now we're just slowly getting the equipment together that we need. So it should hopefully be in service pretty quick. The radio is a big up, but now it's in. March 19th, the EMR class will start at our station. People have already started to register for it. So we'll make them progress on that. So hopefully soon we'll have a bunch of new people that's certified this even on
Where is the class taking place?
station.
On the 19th.
Yes, there's only 19. A lot of concern lately has been the box alarm system, aka Mavis. We have adjusted it currently, temporarily right now. It's adjusted to be back where it was in 2019. We're going back to the old system for now. And when our committee gets together, then we're going to put a final thing in. So the way it's set up right now, we get a fire, say, Laura, at your house.
Are we talking about the 2019 Mavis?
Yes.
Okay, so this is one we're currently using now.
As of right now.
As of right now,
It
okay.
changes.
All right, yeah, let's
So
not talk about
say we have a fire at your house right now.
Yes,
Everybody in the borough's coming. Every surrounding department of us is coming.
that's good.
We're
because then
trying
we
out
can make
first. I'm just using yours for example, but I guess every department that surrounds us is coming. So.
Atwater,
Palmyra, Berlin, Edinburgh,
everybody's coming.
Paris, Berlin, Sebring, Lexington, everybody that surrounds Deerfield.
Okay, and that's whether you live on Palmyra and everybody, okay. All hands on deck. Here we go.
That's just for Laura's house, that's for all.
It's just for my house.
Everybody in the township, if a structure fire comes in, anywhere in the township, I just used hers as an example.
I saw it.
Yeah, anywhere in the township.
You know, I will not fall from my house.
Also, the EMS part of it, we made some adjustments on that as well.
Okay.
We want the zones, by
Okay, so-
addresses. And I'll print you guys out a copy of it. Print out the- Basically, like
Okay.
that's if nobody's on duty.
Right.
And if somebody is on, we have one person on duty. If one person's on duty, like say, Brian's on duty, Then if he needs a driver, he's gonna call for whoever he wants to call by knowing who's on duty from the other departments. Because we get the facts daily.
Right.
And
So to clarify, if you have an EMT at the station and we get a medic call and the EMT is going to go, can an EMR drive? Okay, good.
We're just pushing for all the.
Yes,
community.
good,
That's what we have to
good.
say.
Because if they're just firefighter, they can't drive.
Yeah. They can drive, they get the.
You have to have a second person. Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully that'll fix some things.
Sounds great.
We've actually been doing really well. In the last week, we had a one mutual aid. Right. We handled everything ourselves. Saturday night, we had a call at Swipe, with 7 people showed up.
For medical.
Yeah.
Chief Dean, when you're talking, could you direct it?
Towards you
I
guys?
know you're talking to the board, but
Sure. So
I
you can
keep
hear?
hearing people all around me saying, I can't hear him.
Okay.
I'm barely hearing you, but I just think that if you directed it maybe out towards us.
And these guys will be able to hear from that.
Okay, thank you.
Turn your chair.
Yes, turn your chair. We actually do.
Speaker box. I can't hear.
We need a DJ.
That's all I have.
Yeah, we need a DJ.
That's all I have right now.
All right, any other old or new business?
Actually, if I can clarify something. I'm sorry you had the wrong information to relay, but the area on either side of the bridge is also part of the ODOT work that they're going to be closing off.
Right, but it doesn't go all the way down 14, just that area.
Right there, yeah, right on each side of the bridge, they're going to be closing that area also. Also up by Wagner, where you were saying.
Yeah, there's an ODOT report about the plans that you can look at online.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
All right, we need to go back to minutes. We've approved some.
Well, while we're in the fire department, I got a couple more things.
Oh, my apologies.
No, we made a motion last meeting to replace the outside lights. They were like old sodium vapor style lights with new LED lights, bright white, the whole deal. That job has been done and it's really bright lit up at night now and everything. He did everything he said he was gonna do except, what, 4 lights over the door. So we were going to replace the little light over the door. Those are emergency 12-volt lighting. He did not replace those 4 lights, so he knocked that money off of the building he's going to turn in of what we approved for all the lights. We didn't realize they were 12 volts until we got to order the parts and everything. They realized, well, these are 12-volt lights and they do what they're supposed to do anyway. So he knocked those 4 lights off the bill and we do have a bill tonight to pay. That's covered under the no pep grant. So that part right there is done. There's a bunch of trash up back, old wood and everything that they did some fire training with and everything. It got left back there, it sat there all winter long, it's puffy and rotted and everything. They started cleaning that out. They're going every chance we have a dumpster toward the end of the week, they go cut a bunch of it up, throw it in our dumpsters to fill them up so that we don't have to get an extra dumpster. They're doing that. That'll look better back there. Along with the fire department, the last year and a half, we've been talking about putting a small addition on the back. We agreed to hire an architect to do that. Down the road and everything, I did give you guys a copy of that. It is a little hard to see. This is the inside of the building right there. That would be that last door where people would come into. Inside the door would be a set of washers and dryers for either, it could be turnout gear, it could be sheet beds and sheeting, it could be towels, whatever, and then a folding table and a folding table in between, and then another set of laundry, which one of the two would be turnout gear and the other would be regular, ordinary, everyday things that we do. Currently, the rest of that area is open right there. You walk onto the back then, there'll be one male bathroom and one female bathroom back there. There'll be a shower in each of those separate bathrooms so that anybody would be able to take a shower right there. After we got this, I got to thinking about that. Our plan is to be able to use that back building almost exclusively in this big open area. We may need to, maybe we should consider adding, if we go with this plan, a small a kitchenette deal for a stove, refrigerator, some cabinets right there for storage of food, microwave, that type of things, which there should be room to put them over here. We left that open in anticipation of future use for folding tables, racks to hang stuff on, whatever, so might be something I call the architect. Yeah, like that. You come in the front, that's the front door. You can clear to the back, you go out there. That's already an existing door right there, then this will be a door that will be added so anybody in here could get to the outside back there. This is our overhead doors back here, that's our parking area right there. That's what it is right there. I'm open for suggestions. This is something we've been working on to make that back building a lot more usable. Along with this, we've already approved putting a septic system and a well in back there. We've had a lot of engineering studies done, actually. We're to the point now where we can't initiate any of that until we have a place available to run the septic and water and everything. They won't put a septic system in and a well in and leave it sit there for future use. We have to have a place to hook it in immediately when they do it. So this is next to the last phase that we can get started and doing all that as one project.
This is really little. It's really little. These are washing machines, and
Yes.
that's a table.
That's a washer and dryer, that's like a stainless steel folding table, and that's a washer and dryer. This could be for bed clothing, it would be regular clothing, this would be for turnout gear, or vice versa.
Yeah.
He just did a sketch right here. This whole area here then is open.
Is this, what's this area here?
That is just, that's just an extra area that is shown. Our building actually ends right here. And he just put that there to show the reference to where it would be in the building. It wouldn't come clear to the end of the building. We do have a cistern right here that we can't go out any wider this way because of the cistern we already have in place right there. We can't go much more this way because of the overhead door. Where we can go is deeper if we feel that we need more room.
Back here, if you need more.
We can go back, but we can go deeper if we need to. Cisterns right here, we don't want to start a cistern in the door says, so we can't go much wider. This is the preliminary drawing. We have to tell him, okay, this is what we want in there. The next step is then he hires a structural engineer to put this on paper where everything will be, and then the architect will design the building with all that stuff included in it. I personally think we should probably consider putting a kitchenette area in there. It doesn't have to be anything big. We do need a washer, a stove, a refrigerator, microwave, a sink.
I wish we had more space to put bunk rooms in here as well. Like
Well,
two
the
small
bunk rooms,
They have to go inside.
they can't go, we can't build a structure and put bunk rooms in that. So the bunk rooms, if this is done, the bunk rooms will go right inside of the original building. And that way the bunk rooms will be right here or somewhere in this area.
Kind of over where the boat is now.
Yeah, or where the boat is now. Those would be the bunk rooms right there, right out there into the bathroom, which is secured by doors and everything right there. So that's why bunk rooms aren't included, because they have to be in the original building. We can't do an addition for bunk rooms. That's the only reason that's like that.
What do you think?
Oh, I like it. We have to get on the bunk rooms first, right away, because we have until June to get to the because of the first year project.
Yeah, and we can't use that to break ground anyway.
This is something that's been in the works for quite a while. I think it's a good idea.
Thanks. I think you guys should be able to shower, for sure. You wash
Yeah.
your clothes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the problem now is with the water.
Right, yeah, we use a cistern now. So in our plan for the septic, we do have a well included in that plan. So the well and septic will come in inside of here as it's all put in. We do have the engineering studies for the septic and everything. It has been over a year. I'm sure we're gonna have to go back to them just to make sure there's no changes we're gonna have to do. But this is money that I don't think we're gonna have to get a loan for. I think we have enough money from ARPA money and some other things that we've saved for this project right here. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. If you guys are okay with it, I will ask him to design a kitchenette area in there, at least equal to what we have in the front up there.
Where do you want to put that? You said over here or over here?
Somewhere in this, because from here out, this is all open, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So if we have to go a little deeper, we could. I'm hoping, I was gonna ask him what he thought we could do to get a kitchenette area in there. Not make it tiny where you feel like this, but not make it huge either.
Kitchen area.
Yeah, again, we can come deeper if we need to. There's no reason we can't come deeper. But that's the maximum width we can use.
You can't go out the side, there's the septic, the cistern and all that stuff.
And the overhead is over here.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a kitchenette, or at least a kitchen where they can stay and be comfortable would be
Okay,
necessary.
if you guys are okay, then Pavlik Architects, who we agreed to hire to do this, I will contact him tomorrow and ask him to review this again, and that we decide we'd like to have a kitchen area in here, and ask him to redo sizes, maybe whatever he has to do, and try to get us something before our next meeting to look at.
Something bigger
Yeah.
that I can see.
Just add a little dinette in there.
So that was an oversight when we thought about the bathroom stuff. It actually was an oversight, so. But back to the drawing board, and if you guys are okay with that, I'll take care of that part of it and have something for the next meeting, hopefully.
Well, yeah, I'll make a motion, we have Liga do a revision of this to add a kitchen space.
A second.
I know you actually put fresh water in the cistern.
Yes.
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 Anything else with the fire department?
Yeah, while we're in the fire department, we're going to get the fiscal officer pretty soon, first of the month, actually. Christie's been coming in the evenings, going to payroll and that type of thing. We would like to change the payroll is going to be done during the day, Monday during the day and everything. So we need to have payroll, whatever we have to do, 2 to 5, to the fiscal officer by Monday morning, come hell or high water, because that's when they're going to come in and start doing the payroll, as opposed to in the evening. Christie works a full-time job in the day, and that's why we've been doing it in the evening and everything. Again, if it doesn't come in a timely manner, these people are here at 9 or 10 o'clock at night getting payroll figured out and turned in. It has to be in by a deadline that night, so the new fiscal officer would like to move that forward a couple of days, so if there's problems with the internet, if there's problems with the printer, if there's problems with anything, there's a cushion there
There's
that we're
times when we
not.
have missing forms or new people or different things that have to be clarified, that we need more time than an hour notice to get payroll done.
So, we need to move that forward. I don't know if we need to make a motion. Probably should make a motion. What was, anything else that,
Needs to be here the first and the third Monday of every month. right?
first thing in the morning,
9 o'clock.
not noon, by 9 o'clock.
By 9 o'clock. And if they don't have it in by law, they won't get a paycheck until the following payday. Because we cannot issue a check after we've already done it. It's not feasible, they say.
I was at the fire station today. Our Assistant Chief Derek was there. I talked to him about that. He said he's willing to take over the payroll and everything and scheduling to make sure that it does get there in time. Is that something you need to talk about, Scott? Or?
No, he did mention that to me as well. I'm for that.
And we got a new computer that's supposed to help streamline that, or we voted last time to get that.
We do have it. They've been working on it. We think there's something wrong with the modem. The modem itself that is there provided by, is that Spectrum or is that AT&T modem?
I think it's better.
So we have to call them and tell them to check their modem. He gets hooked up to it. It's very, very slow at times and everything. It's not working the way it should. It's a service we're already paying for through them. So if you guys are okay with that, I will call whoever it is and have them come in. And it's their equipment, so they have to maintain it. So I'd like to do that. So what do we think? Are we going to let Derek do the payroll and everything? He says he can have it in by Monday morning. No problems whatsoever. I'll just throw that out there. So. Yes.
Lindsay, you've been doing the payroll, are you good to let it go? Sure. I know when you've got a full-time job during the day, that probably makes it difficult to do.
gonna make some more changes with that all the way around. They're gonna put them in one spot, not in their mailboxes. There's no sense you having to chase them down. And if they're not there, they're gonna know. They have to be.
At this next meeting, you'll let everyone know that this is when they have to be turned in after your last shift by this time. If not, you very well may not get a paycheck until the next time,
Till the next payroll.
until the next payment.
There's no sense of putting everybody on. It's too difficult to have to speak until
As
10.
long as everyone knows what the expectation is and they know when they have to have them in, that seems reasonable. All right, anything else with the fire department?
Do we need to make a motion that Darren takes over that?
I think it's a procedure.
I think that's in duty, that's, inside, that's part of the chief's duties, I think, so.
Procedure.
So you'll make that happen then?
The only one thing I do have a question on this. Do we need to have on the drawings for the inside bunk rooms?
I've asked him about that, when he comes back out again, he's gonna look at that and maybe include drawings for a bunk room in there.
I mean,
Even though they're very simple drawings, we're gonna have to have them in order to meet Portage County codes, we have to have drawings of some type for the bunk room.
And I would assume we're going to have 2 separate bunk rooms.
Correct.
That way we have, 2 people on duty, which is always the dream.
I just had a question just to ask.
Anything else, fire department, then?
Is that the same architect that we've been waiting on for the gazebo?
I couldn't-
No, he wants to know if it's the same architect for the gazebo. Frank's not the same.
Okay, we'll get that in a second. I'm glad you brought that up. If we're done with fire department, I need to go back to buildings and grounds. 2 things. One, the gazebo. Gary and I are meeting with an engineer tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. The engineer that we agreed to hire to come in and look at our engineer, or our building to make engineering prints, whether it has to come down or whether it can be repaired. We did that at the last meeting. That gentleman is meeting us tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at the gazebo to see if the structure is being able to be saved, and if it is, what we're gonna have to do to make that meet building codes. If that has to come down, we're going to have an architect draw us new blueprints for gazebo then.
So
So,
let's hope that doesn't happen.
just so you know, that's where we're at now. I'd like to save it personally myself. Building department says there's a lot of upgrades gonna have to be done to it to make it good now from 20 years ago when it was built, the building codes have changed. So it could turn into a big project, but that engineer will be able to guide us in the way to do that. One more thing, at the last meeting, we got approved to get our fence fixed. It was everything, you guys asked for a picture of the fence they were going to use. That's exactly what you have out there. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
So you guys okay then if I move forward with that project?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. That's all I have.
All right. We approved some minutes while you were gone, but we did hold off on one. I don't know if you got my email.
I haven't had a chance.
That's okay.
I got your text.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
So, January 22nd minutes, I only have one correction, and it's on page 3, it says Davis instead of Mavis.
You know what, I corrected that, but I think when I corrected it, I didn't go back to that, so I.
So this was my only correction, was this was the
Where it says
instead of
Davis, says Mavis.
Yes.
Mavis.
We talked about Lindsay enough, this one was about Mavis, not Davis, so. But I would agree to approve these minutes pending that being adjusted.
You know, actually, because Nancy did that meeting, I typed them, but she read it and we corrected them, so I think I printed off the wrong copy for you guys.
Okay?
So I'll get those to you, but Nancy approved right on to fix that and a couple other clerical grammar things.
Yeah.
So I think I just printed the wrong ones for you.
Is that your motion then to accept this pending that change? If it's already been made, we're good to go.
Yeah, pending page 3, paragraph 4, saying Mavis there instead, I would approve this as presented with that adjustment.
Second.
Yes?
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Laura.
Yes.
Before I became a trustee, I had no idea what Mavis was, so that was a new one to learn to use. So, any other old business or new business?
Do we have one more set? Oh, we did the 26th, didn't we? February.
We didn't, because I do have a few things to go through that one
Okay.
that I think would be more involved, so we'll get that one at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, are we on new business?
Yeah.
Okay. I spoke with Mary Kaling, who's on the Southeast School Board, and I also watched when Ed went to the Atwater trustee meeting. And I watched how the other boards organize their meeting and how they run things. I would like to add a public comment period for residents at the beginning of the meeting after we do correspondence, like if we have any written correspondence, that we have a time set aside for if residents want to make a commentary, they can come up and they can talk. And I would like to set aside like 15 minutes for 10-15 minutes for public commentary if someone wants to make a comment to the board or wants to make their comments. Well, no, the meeting would get started and it would occur after we do any written correspondence. The Southeast School Board does public commentary after they say the pledge and they do the written correspondence, and then they allow a time for residents to come up and speak and say whatever they want to say. And they have...
This is in the school boards, and we won't know what we want to comment on until we hear what you guys have to say.
That was a comment I was going to make. I think Atwater also allows for after the meeting for people to come up, don't they? I don't know that. I'm thinking when I was there at that meeting, I thought they had an actual set public comment prior to the meeting. So if anybody had questions that they would like to bring to the trustees to make sure they're covered or whatever, any things they had. But then I thought if something came up during the meeting, I thought they allowed 10 minutes or something after the meeting for comment.
Well, that would be fine. I would like to have a designated comment period. That's how Atwater does it. I didn't realize they allowed two. A lot of trustee boards only have one. They have it in the beginning so that people don't have to wait till later to comment. If they can speak their piece and they can go home. But two would be fine. 10 minutes at the beginning of the meeting and 10 minutes at the close of the meeting.
I think you shouldn't put a time for comments.
Well, this isn't, I mean, this is happening at township meetings surrounding us as well. This is not a school board thing. This is a township board, a board of trustees. Palmyra has theirs at the end.
Well, let's face it, the townships kind of have their shit together. Ours is so screwed up that it takes a lot of us to fix things during the meeting.
Well, then you would get that this spotlight.
Well, you would have what they do is they have you fill in on a sign-up sheet. Ed, did you have to sign a sheet when you went to Atwater?
Yeah, I think
Put
I
your name
signed
on
the
the
sign-up
list?
sheet when I went in and I wanted
They
to
went on
skip.
the sign-up sheet, they call you in the order of the sign-up sheet, and then everybody has an opportunity, one at a time, to talk, not be interrupted and shouted over, and everybody gets an opportunity to say their piece.
So once they had their few minutes, are they forbidden to speak the rest of the time?
Well, they can come back and talk at the second period if they'd like. We would have one in the beginning and one at the end.
We do realize this isn't third grade, right?
Is this per person or just a flat 10 minutes for everybody?
It's, what they do at the school board is they do 3 minutes. They give each person 3 minutes to talk.
Each person gets 3 minutes.
Yeah, you get 3 minutes to talk, and they have an allotted time, like Southeast gives 15 minutes. Everybody gets 3 minutes. Now, not everybody takes 3 minutes. They might be shorter, but they get 3 minutes tops.
Yeah, I don't object.
Sometimes people bring up issues and I don't know who they are and I don't even know how to get back with them. So, I mean, if I had a name, that would be helpful.
Well, and like when Ed went and talked to Atwater, Ed stood up and he said, okay, I'm just using that as an example. I'm just using it as an example. But Ed said, I'm Ed Dean and I'm here to talk about whatever. I just think it would make the meeting run smoother. And everybody would have an opportunity, if they wanted to speak, they could sign up and they could speak.
Sounds like a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
So for the beginning, you can sign up, at the end, you can sign up
sign up too, because then we just call them in the order that they signed up.
So they have questions, during the meeting.
They can just go sign up on the list. So we have a designated sign-up time. If you've ever watched other trustee meetings, other council meetings, school board meetings, that's how they handle it. And it has made the meetings run smoother. I talked to Mary and Dave Besmeyer, and they used to not do it, but they do it now, and it makes the meeting run smoother.
Except those are school board meetings, these are trustee.
Okay, well, I would like to make a motion that we have 2 designated public comment times for residents to come up. One at the beginning of the meeting, after we do correspondence, and one at the end of the meeting. And we'll give 10 minutes in the beginning and 10 minutes at the end of the meeting for public commentary. And they just sign up on a list. And you could even, during the week, if you decide you want to speak at the next meeting, you could call when the office is open. Nancy can put you on the list.
So there were, the last 2 meetings, for example, there were so many people that had things to say because you guys had things just in total disarray. So if there were 14 people that wanted to sign up on that list, all 14 of those people have to speak in that 10-minute time period or what?
Can we do like per person, we do the 3-minute thing per person?
It's 3 minutes per person.
Okay, and instead of just 10 minutes, we could say 3 minutes per person.
It's 3 minutes per person, okay? A maximum 3 minutes per person. I mean, if you can't get out what you need to say in 3 minutes, you should be able to state what your issue is in 3 minutes.
Sounds very reasonable.
So it's available for 10 minutes because there are 5 people that want to speak, and all take 3 minutes.
That's 15 minutes.
Okay?
Well, I think, how about we do this? We'll aim for 10 minutes, but if it ends up being 15, we'll cut it off at 15.
Anytime you try something new, sometimes you have to revisit and make adjustments.
See, I talked to Dave Besmeyer and Mary Kaylee at the school board, and they never used to have this. And the meetings were long, people were shouting over each other and arguing in the audience. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've heard a lot of residents come up to me and say, it's ridiculous, the arguing and the shouting. I'd like to have a designated time where people can come up one at a time, and then I would expect that everyone give them their undivided attention and not interrupt them. They get their time to come up and speak. When they're done, the next person comes up. Runs in a nice, orderly fashion, and we're going to give you opportunity at the beginning and opportunity at the end. So I'm making a motion that we...
That's certainly fair enough, but I don't know that the time limit is a good thing. The time at the beginning and the time at the end, sure, that's okay. But the time limit, nah, that's not good.
I think 3 minutes is more than
Well,
enough
you can
time
think that, but it's
to make
just
your
not
point.
realistic.
I think so too, and I'll
I think
second
three
that.
minutes.
I'll second that. We can always revisit and make adjustments if we need to. I'll second.
I will vote no.
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
No.
Yes.
Any other new business? All right. I'd say I'll make a
No.
motion. Oh,
Are you going to adjourn the meeting?
unless you have something else.
I do have
anything
something I
else?
want to ask. I see Kay here from the Historical Society. Are you guys planning on going back in the old town hall
We're
here?
already in there, we have heat,
Okay.
and we're moving.
Are you moving stuff back in there? Are you moving
Yes.
stuff back in?
Yes,
Are you going to, I hope you keep it nice and orderly this time and not a storage warehouse where everything is, that was before you couldn't even walk in there.
I know. Ron, I forgot his last name, Cruz, whatever. He bought us a shed, a 10 by 20 shed. So most of the stuff will go in the shed. Yes, the old town hall will be fixed up nice.
That's all I'm asking. Just over the years before, it just got too much stuff in there and nobody could even see what was there. And it was just
It won't be junked up, I guarantee it.
very good.
Kay asked me about a new lock. Half of the keys don't work, half of them do. I told her just go pick a lock out, let me know what it is, we'll buy it and replace it. She felt it had to be approved.
We can put a lock on there, but it's not going to be historic like that one is. So if you guys are okay, we can get something that kind of looks like that if you want to.
Yeah, Lowe's has them, or you can go on Amazon, because I've already checked it out. It's similar to what we have now,
Yeah,
so.
I'm okay with that. That is an
I have enough time
old,
to
that
keep-
is an old block, and sometimes it's hard to get to work and everything, so.
We checked with the chief, and he said the aisle lane needs to be at least 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
We need to have a safe
Yeah.
walkway that goes
Yes.
around in there, so
Yes.
a wheelchair can get there. It has to be the width of the wheelchair, right?
Yeah,
So that you can walk safely around in there if you want to look at stuff.
I'm okay with getting that lock. If you guys are okay, then I'll make a motion, we purchase a new lock for the old town hall up there.
Yeah.
And try to get it to look as period as we can to fit where it's already drilled and all that kind of stuff, so
Might be tricky, but yeah, I'll second that.
I'm good with that.
right. I have another question. We have an old safe, it belongs to the township. Can we have that removed out of the building? It don't work.
What is
Can't
it?
it? It's an old safe.
That upright,
Yeah,
big filing cabinet type deal,
yeah, we just
weighs
can't
about
get the
4,000 pounds.
drawers open that, no, it's junk. That's what
Yeah,
I
we
call
can,
junk.
that is the old fireproof safe, we'll get it out there.
In the old building or something?
Yeah, we'll do something with it, yeah, we'll see what we can do, that's gonna be a project in that out there now.
Well, yeah.
Roll call for the law to take the accent.
Yes,
Yes.
all right, we'll work with it, Kate.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anything else? I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting and pay our bills.
Second it.
Yes. Well, hold on, can we open up the meeting for 1 second? I'm sorry, I did forget something very important. I'll make a motion that we reopen the meeting. It's just a formality. This will be Christie's last meeting since we did not schedule another meeting in March. I think Christie deserves a big thank you for all the years she put in there and all the work she did for us. And along with that, it is a big job. It's a big learning experience for a new fiscal officer. It's a very important job. Christie, I would like to know that I'd like to make a motion that we keep Christie on the payroll until such time that she doesn't want to be here, until we don't need her to help with situations that may come up in bookkeeping and the reporting and that type of stuff. Most of the other townships haven't had that. Tracy being in a car accident or something or gets sick, Christie can come in as a part-time employee and still do our township books and everything. And that's very important to do. When we were in Columbus, they urged us to do that. They urged us to have a lot of townships have 2 people. One is just an emergency basis, maybe a couple hours a month, maybe not at all. I'd like to make a motion that we keep Christie employed at the same rate of pay as Nancy on an as-needed basis until,
Per diem basis.
as a per diem basis, turn in an hourly.
Does Christie want to stay?
If Christie wants to stay, I didn't ask her that, I made the motion. But that would be my motion that we ask Christie if she would stay on being paid per hour until such time in the future. We felt we didn't need her, but I don't know when that would be. And just for training in case something would come up that we don't get behind. Would you be willing to do that? You'd be assistant to the fiscal officer would be your official title. That's what they told us in Columbus, that we needed a title as assistant to the fiscal office.
I'll second that.
Can you have 2 assistants?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we can. Yes.
And let's give Nancy a round of applause for her service.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But Nancy's still with us. Thank you, Christie, very much for 8 years of service, and thank you for being willing to stick around in the future and help us in case we get a situation where we need you. I appreciate that personally, and I'm sure everybody else does too.
Roll call to
Yes.
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 Now,
That way you can take those. All right, so now I'll make a motion that we adjourn and pay our bills.
second.
Yes.